Hi everyone, my name is Rachel and welcome to the French Seams. So today I'm going to be doing something a little bit different on the channel. I'm going to do a pattern review, which I don't think I have ever done before, but I think this pattern deserves its chance to shine. I really love it. So I'm going to be talking to you all about the chalk and notch orchid dress today, and spoiler alert, yes, I love it. So I've made a good few chalk and notch patterns up to this point. I've made the max tee, I've made the fringe dress, I've made the Farah dress. So it is a very lovely pattern company. I think their block is great. I think the instructions are really good as well. And I had this pattern in my mind for a long time, and I also knew I really wanted to make it for the recent Stitch Festival. So the fabric also played a huge part in this. My wonderful friend Sam, Sola Spark with Sam, I'll link her down below, I'm sure you all know her. She very kindly got me this beautiful fabric in Stitch Fabrics at the Stitch Festival 2 years ago. And I was really keen to get it made up in time for Stitch Festival this year, and I adored wearing it. I really did. I think the pattern and the fabric pairing was just perfect. So shall I give you some details on the dress itself? So I'll pop in the line drawings over here. So it is a true wrap bodice attached to a midi length skirt. It comes in two views. So view A, you can do ruffle sleeves, and view B, you can do long sleeves that are gathered in with elastic at the cuff. It has elastic and drawstring at the waist, which is a lovely detail, which I'm going to use in drawstring waisted dresses going forward. So it's a drawstring, but attached to a little bit of elastic at the back, which gives the most wonderful shape, and it's super comfortable. It has slant pockets which are secured into the waist seam, which are fantastic, so they're not going to flap around at all. And the skirt is midi length, and it's split at the front with the most beautiful mitered corners. I think the finishing details on this dress are really lovely. So it's flagged as an intermediate pattern, and I would understand why it is, because of the flutter sleeves, because of the detail around the mitered corners and about the split at the front. But I think any confident beginner would be absolutely fine in this pattern, especially if you used maybe a more stable fabric like a cotton lawn. It should be absolutely perfect. It comes in 2 cup sizes, which is fantastic, and it comes in sizes 0 to 30. So the recommended fabrics for these are chalets, crepes, vols, anything with drape like a viscose, cotton lawn, a voile, a linen, or even a double gauze would work as well. You can do lining for the pockets or self fabric, and if you use a lining fabric instead of the self fabric, it does give you an extra pattern piece to make sure that the bit of the pocket you see does match your dress, which again is just genius, and the attention to detail here is just marvellous. So on the pattern, it tells you exactly what pages to print depending on what view you want, which is always something that I appreciate, because I always print my patterns PDF, and of course it saves on paper. The pattern is also layered, so you can just print what sizes you want. It comes in A4 and it also comes in A0 as well. So talking about sizing, so my bust is 36, my waist is 31, my hips are 41. So my high bust is 34, so that fit nicely into the AB cup of a size 8, which is what I usually do for chalk and notch anyway. Then my waist is 31, which fit into a size 12, and also the hips. And I did decide to go with the 8 grading to a 12. On my fringe dress, which is chalk and notch, I do an 8 grading to a 10. But I thought with the gathering of the skirt and the pockets as well, I think the size 12 would be really good and give good swooshability in this fabric. So I decided to go for a size 8 at the bust, grading to a size 12 at the waist and hips. I didn't even add anything to the bodice length or anything to the skirt length, which is fantastic. I'm 5'9", and this dress is drafted for 5'7", but the fit on me was spot on. It did give lots of markings on the pattern, like the apex and everything, and I held the pattern piece up to me and I thought I'd be absolutely fine, and I was, which is just wonderful. So shall I show you the actual dress? I think I shall, and here it is. So the instructions for making this dress are really great. I had no issues at all. It has beautiful gathering up here at the bust as well, so there's no bust darts. This gathering does all the work. It's beautiful. Then there is also gathering at the back here as well, and there is a lined yoke, so they do give you instructions on how to do the burrito method here, so it's all beautifully lined on the inside. I added a lovely label here by my lovely friend Sam Sola Sparkle. It says sparkle added, which I think you'll agree matches perfectly. It was a little bit tricky doing the shoulder seams because of the way the burrito is done, and because then how you add the sleeves. It's a little bit tricky to flap that under to attach the shoulder seams, but again, the instructions are absolutely brilliant, and if you take your time, you'll be absolutely fine. So I did view A with the flutter sleeves, which you'll see here. So it's 2 pattern pieces, front and back, and then they're joined at the underarm seam here, and then they fold over very nicely at the top, almost like a little petal shape. It does come to tell you that you can line these flutter pieces so that the inside if your inside of the fabric doesn't match the outside. Mine was relatively okay. It looks pretty similar front and back, and this fabric didn't really take a press all that well, so I decided that I could leave it off with just one layer. The one thing I did do on this is that I wanted a little baby hem here, and I was able to use a little bit of band roll that my wonderful friend Rita kindly gave me, so thank you very much, Rita. It's a genius piece of kit, and I'll pop in a few pictures here. Basically, you pull off the little strands of the band roll to half of what your seam allowance should be, and then you lay it right sides together with the fabric, so just along the line, not going into the seam at all. Then you sew just along the line of that, and then you fold it over and sew it again, and then you can pull out the band roll and reuse it, and you're left with this beautiful baby hem, which I would have really struggled to do without the band roll, so it was just fantastic. So that gave a beautiful finish. So if you are lining the sleeves, you could turn them under and then maybe top stitch them as well, and that would give a lovely finish. So looking down at the waist here, so you can see it's got these beautiful slant pockets, so they're sewn in right here. So this little portion here that you can just see, if you were doing the pockets in lining fabric, it does give you a pattern piece where this will all be hidden with self fabric, which is fantastic. So lovely big pockets, and they are secured into the waist seam. Then looking at the gathered elastic waistline here, you can see it's a little channel that you sew on, and then it's got the drawstring, and then it's got the elastic at the back, which really does give a beautiful finish. So the way the channel is done is very nice. You attach the bodice to the skirt, and then you sew on this, and then you flap it over and then top stitch it, and it gives a beautiful finish. So then moving down to the lovely long skirt, and it does have you interface the whole hem, which again gives it some lovely weight, some lovely body, and then interfaced on the split here as well. And then you can see this is where the split starts and these beautiful corners, and it does give you wonderful instructions to do your mitered corner, so you can see here, and it notches the pattern as well to follow along, so you get this beautiful mitered corner at the edge, which is just a beautiful way to finish it. And of course with the interfacing as well, it's very easy to fold under and do your top stitching as well. So this overall is the Orchid dress. I'll hopefully pop in a few pictures of me wearing it. I absolutely loved the construction of this. I loved making it. I loved wearing it. So that is my finished Orchid dress, and the only thing I did at the very end was just to secure this little bit here so it wouldn't flap open. It does say you can also put in a snap here as well, but I just did a few little tiny stitches to hold it in place. So yes, this is my beautiful Orchid dress, and I am just so delighted with it, with the fabric, with the pattern, where I got to wear it to, who I was with. It was just fantastic, and I do have plans to make the long sleeve version very soon. So have you made the Orchid dress, or do you now have plans to make it based on what you've seen today? Please let me know in the comment box below. Do you like this style of video? Would you like me to do more pattern reviews in future? Again, just let me know. So if you like this video, I would very much love it if you give me a thumbs up, and also please consider subscribing, and I will talk to you all again very soon in another video. Take care everyone. Bye.